Unlike the Dash 9s, we're not speedy. Yeah. It's great. Great. Right, a lot of y'all wanted a tour of a locomotive, so I'll show you. However, I'm not going to show you everything because I don't know if I'm allowed to. The front part right here is the door. While this is in motion, you can't open this. It is a safety rule. But this is basically dead space in here. We have some tools and air hoses, things like that, nothing too fancy. And then, right in front of me, some electric equipment. Not sure I can show that, so I'm not going to, but it's all the bells and whistles that make this damn thing work. Next, the bathroom, also known as the rail pail. Guys, I'm warning you. It's not fancy, it stinks like shit, and it usually smells like a litter box, and it's nasty. That one surprisingly doesn't have a whole bunch of stuff on the wall. So from there we go up to here, and this is where it all is. Now this is a Dash 9. Engineer sits right here. He's got his controls, his computer screens. This is an older one, radio up top. Now we do have refrigerators in almost all of these here. Nothing fancy. Open it up. Case of water. That deal. And then you have the conductor side right here with a brakeman or a student seat. And then naturally all our stuff. And I have my very own PTC screen I can't do anything with. Enjoyed that little walkthrough. I'm going to do a more detailed walkthrough here in a second, but before we get going with that, if you haven't done so already, hit that like and subscribe button. It helps grow the channel. Plus, check out our links below and our new tab on the front page. Has our shop, some merch. You guys requested merch. We got that up and going, and it is rocking and rolling per y'all's request. Hope you guys are having a great Super Bowl Sunday. We're going to get into a walkthrough where I'm going to point out several different things in the train cab. Now, before I get into that, remember I was deadheading, and so I could use the camera and things like that. Now there's a front part of the train where all the electronics and stuff like that are. I was told when I got permission to do these videos, don't show any proprietary technology and software and electronics, things like that. I'm not 100% sure what pieces of equipment in there may or may not be proprietary technology, stuff that's unique to BNSF. So I'm not taking that risk. I wasn't showing it. If one of those managers or corporate executives reach out to me and say, hey, you can show this stuff, it's all good, I'll go and show it. But I'm not 100% sure on it, so I'm not taking that risk. I'm not aiming to get fired. So with that said, we're going to jump into this little walkthrough, and I'm going to point out and highlight some pieces of equipment. Now, remember, this is an older Dash 9, and given that certain pieces of equipment are missing from this particular unit, I'm guessing that it is not lead qualified. So that means it shouldn't, at least the way it looks, doesn't look like it's qualified to be a leader, so it won't be in the front. And I was deadheading, so I'll point out some of those things. So anyways, here we go, guys. So we're going to start off right here. And that little black box right there is the radio. That's how we communicate. There's nothing fancy, top secret about it. It's a radio. We set the channels, we set the volume. There's a push to talk button. You have your transmit and receive channels, and then all those are dictated by you know, what's in our timetable on the particular subdivision, things like that. So nothing fancy going on with that. And this typically is always over on the engineer side. I've seen the radios between the engineer and conductor before, but typically it's directly over the engineer or to his left, right on top of the control stand, depending on the motor. So come on down here, get a nice little look here. Now, I'm going to close off this video here for a second. And so what we have here, again, nothing top secret, is this is typically one of several ways you'll see the engineer side laid out. You'll have two panels right here that control the locomotive, different functions, programming, things like that. Then you'll have a PTC screen, and then you have various other controls for like headlights, different things like that. And then you have a reverser slot, throttle slot, and then your independent and train brake. And like I said, these are set up different per different locomotives and models, things like that, but you get the gist of it. And then you'll always have buttons for bell, sand, alerter, and the train whistle. It's not really that complicated. Over here on the left is where the radio handheld goes for this engineer in this particular Dash 9. Yeah, good times. So nothing fancy to really see there. Now over here on the right side, you always have different kinds of controls and breakers. Sometimes they're behind closets, things like that. Again, engineer stuff. Really the only thing I concern myself with on that side is the heater. Sidewall heater, conductor side heater. That's pretty much the only thing I concern myself with over there. Besides that, most of that is set up and control. Like I said, breakers. Nothing crazy, but definitely, if you're not an engineer, don't be flipping switches. And just a different look in this particular one. Again, Dash 9. Nothing fancy. These are all set up different. I'll try to get in videos of different setups whenever I can later on for you guys. Now, conductor side over here. This is, again, typically what you'll see on the conductor side. You'll have a button for the horn, PTC screen we can't do anything with, and then emergency air brake handle, and then right there, which it's missing, is the handheld for the radio. Not that big of a deal. That's pretty much what that is right there. And if you look down here, so there's a lot coming around. So to the right where that fuses box is where all those electronics are that I was talking about. Light switches, door going out to the nose, and then the pooper, the litter box. So nothing too fancy in there. And whoop, out we go. So guys, I appreciate you guys checking out these videos, hanging out with me, and asking questions. Please continue to do so. And like I said, if you haven't done so already, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out some of our other videos I'll put up here, whoop, that way on the screen. You guys have a good one. Have a great Super Bowl Sunday. We'll see you on the next one. Here we go.